Hi, this is my presentation on non-parental childcare and social development and the effects it can have in the classroom. What do you think of when you think of social development in the class? When I think of social development in the class, I think of how well the students learn from each other and how well they cooperate with their teacher. Non-parental childcare links to social development because it promotes social interaction. How do these relate to the classroom? Well, I talk more about that later in the presentation, but I think how social children are can seriously affect the way they learn in a classroom setting. What are non-parental childcare and social development? Well, non-parental childcare is the care a child gets from outside the home by people who aren't their legal guardians or their family. Daycares and schools qualify as this. While a child is cared for outside of the home, there are so many different habits they pick up that can affect the way they learn in a classroom. Social development is how a child learns how to interact with their peers and others. How socially comfortable a student is affects how comfortable they are in the classroom. If they are comfortable, then it will be easier for them to learn and to express themselves and cooperate with the teacher. From the textbook, Burns brings up multiple different sections in non-parental childcare. In the section specifically for social development, Burns states children who have had experience in a childcare program seem to be more socially competent than those who have not had such an experience. Social competence is important when children are young so they can make friends and develop emotionally. When with the children who have had experience with childcare, Burns states they are also more assertive and more self-sufficient. Burns also says that children who experience out-of-home childcare are more confident, which I think is important because children always need confidence and is a trait that they will use for the rest of their lives. Confidence is used in their lives throughout school and after school, and it affects how confident they are in their homework and in their academic abilities. Positives and negatives. Self-confidence and sufficiency helps the students work better in groups with each other. It helps them learn a more efficient way as opposed to the teacher always or just lecturing a room full of young children. Some view social development as not as important. With families now, children like to stay home and not go out much. And to the parents, that's okay because that means that they can keep their child safe and keep an eye on them. Putting children in non-parental childcare isn't always what a child needs. In some cases, if the child has autism or something similar, they can't handle the fast-paced environment that comes with a daycare. With children like that, they do better one-on-one with someone, like a tutor or a teacher. This goes for social development and with how they behave in a classroom with a teacher. How this affects the teacher? The effects of social development and non-parental childcare in the classroom include how cooperative the students might be daily, how well the students work in groups together, and how well the students take instructions from the teacher. I feel like it affects the teacher a lot too if the kids are more social because they'll be more vocal with the teacher on how well they like an assignment, or they'll be more helpful when it comes to parent-teacher conferences. They'll be able to speak up and help in situations like that. I think it is important that children get some form of socialization other than school. School serves as some children's only form of socialization, and I feel that in those cases, they appreciate school a little more than others, but at the same time, might not like having to sit for class assignments and want to play more. I currently work in a day camp for kids ages 5 to 12, and I get to see how they socialize together in their age groups. Right now, we also get to see how well they work on their school stuff since we get to help them with their remote learning. I have noticed that since they are not in an actual classroom, the children will log on to their meetings with their teachers, but they get distracted easily. The children that get distracted more are the ones that don't have any friends in their classes or don't connect with their teacher. The children with friends that are in their class and enjoy talking to their teacher interact better and enjoy the class more. And I've noticed a lot that the children that are in our program that aren't quite as social as all the other ones might also do better with their homework. So there are positives and negatives, like I said before. because if they're not quite as social, they'll be able to focus more on their work and not want to chat with their friends as much. But the social ones will also ask for help and want to work together with their classmates more. My Works Cited page, I really only used our textbook for this, and I worked primarily out of page 180 because that's the section that highlights the social development of non-parental child care. And that's all I have. Thank you guys.